Joined by the New York Post's editor-at-large, Kelly Jane Torrance. Kelly, thanks for joining me here on the program. I want to start with some defense talk, and President Trump, who has laid down the law on Iran, declaring that if Iran does not give up its nuclear weapons program, military action led by Israel is a real possibility. Have a look what he had to say to reporters.
But with Iran, if it requires military, we're going to have military. Israel will obviously be very much involved in that. He'll be the leader of that. But nobody leads us. We do what we want to do.
Kelly, tell me, what do you make of this? Has Trump finally let Israel off the lead to allow them to take out Iran's nuclear program, pardon me? And is there going to be any concerns, if America is involved in this, that America might be getting dragged back into the Middle East, which is something that he pretty much ran on a promise not to do?
Yeah, thanks for having me, James. Always great to be here. And yes, it was quite a moment because Israel, as we know, has just been itching to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities. And they've had some targeted strikes over time, but they have held back. And really, it's the United States that is the big entity holding Israel back. So Israel would love to take out Iran's nuke program. And honestly, who in the world besides Russia wouldn't want to see that happen? These are bad dudes. They're murderous mullahs. They really should not have nukes. They literally write death to Satan, death to Israel, America being the big Satan, Israel being the little Satan, on bombs that they test. So they're not making any bones about what this is for, although they still try to claim the nuclear part of their weapons program is just for civil purposes, even though there's plenty of evidence from years, decades now, that they're, of course, planning weapons. So Israel would love to take them out. We'd all love to see them taken out. But yes, you've got to be a little careful. But honestly, of course, no one wants America to get back into a, forever war in the Middle East. But right now might be the right time to do some targeted strikes on Iran. They are weakened, very much weakened. And thanks to Israel, thanks to America, and thanks to them funding an organization, Hamas, who did something incredibly stupid and evil on October 7th a couple years ago, and has been really, all of Iran's regional proxies, from Hamas to Hezbollah, they have been really hit by Israel, and so they are weakened as well. And you, of course, throw in the fact that over the last few years, there's always been protests going on at home in Iran, most notably a few years ago when police murdered a girl who did not have her hijab on correctly, according to the morality police. So it's a great time to look at Iran. Now, you got to be careful, yes. But I think what Donald Trump is doing, of course, is sending a message to Iran before Steve Witkoff goes and talks to, we expect, the Iranian foreign minister this Saturday in Oman.
And, I just don't know why those murderous mullahs haven't picked up on the prevailing winds and said, hey, look, we just need this nuclear program to meet our net zero targets. And then they'd have the entire global left on their
right.
side. But, maybe they're not that clever. Hey, I want to talk about a fun story now here. It has been revealed that the White House has said, we are not responding to any reporter who puts in their sign-off their preferred gender pronoun in their email signatures, because they say these reporters are ignoring scientific realities. Now, look, as a member of the press corps, but also as somebody who just, I think accepts reality, what do you make of this move? I think it's hilarious, and also I think it's great. I'm going to put my cards on the table.
James, I had the same reaction you did when I read that story in the New York Times, and you could just taste the liberal tears as the paper whined about its reporters and some from other outlets not getting their emails properly addressed because of pronouns in the email signature line. It was so funny. I mean, this is what they're complaining about. This is what their big, news of the week were upset about. Given everything that's going on in the world, not just in the Middle East, but here at home, not tons of news going on. It's not been a slow news week, as you know. And this is what the New York Times is upset about. It's hilarious. This is just, it's so funny. And I love that, the Trump administration is, standing its ground. It had a executive order federal workers are not allowed to put pronouns in their email signatures. You have to recognize reality. There's two genders, male and female. You can decide, to be another one, but, you can't make other people, address you as that if they don't believe in some, Looney Tune idea of what gender is. And now they're taking it even further, and they're saying that they won't speak to reporters. And I love the way that they put it. I think Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, said in an email that because you don't recognize reality, we cannot trust you to do a fair and accurate story. Perfect, right?
That's perfect. Hey, speaking of great moves by this White House, I love the story, and I want to finish on this here because it's the best news I've heard in ages. President Trump has signed a new executive order targeting those water pressure regulations that make your showers just dribble out water and all of that. Trump has said he's going to make America's showers great again. Tell us about this. I think that this is absolutely fantastic.
James, this was my favorite, I think, Trump press moment of the week so far. And it's, the end of the week, so it probably will remain such. Trump, had, as he does almost every day, he's signing executive orders, and he invites the press to come in and they can ask questions. And he talked about how he needs better water pressure to wash his beautiful hair. Those are the words he used. And, don't we all in America want beautiful hair? It's great. Of course, this is something that the Biden administration really, they had their own executive orders and such on it. Trump wants more options. And as he said at the press conference, if people want a high, pressure shower head, they should be able to have it. If they want a low pressure shower head, they should. And of course, as Trump said, who wants that? Nobody. But this is something, I'm hoping maybe the light bulbs will be next.
Thank you.
Buy decent light bulbs again.
Thank you.
This is just it's a war on everyday Americans, isn't it, James?
It's the light globes, it's the dishwashers, it's everything. Kelly Jane Torrance, thank you so much for breaking it all down for us. Now, don't go anywhere because Only in America is next. But first, how do you make a Democrat really angry? I mean, spitting tax pants down mad. Well, here's an idea. Back a tax cut that gives money back to the taxpayer. Here's Nevada Democrat Stephen Horsford.
The Speaker is rushing to the floor to pass a budget reconciliation to screw America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people? WTF? Who's in charge?
Yeah, WTF, man! How dare you give people the biggest tax cut in history? I don't know. How does giving their money back screw them? I don't know. It's just Democrat logic, I guess.